Okay, so lab 4, problem 1. So basically this wants us to start in inches, and it wants us to make this thing, which honestly doesn't seem too hard, but it's going to be tricky because this is a different height than this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make this part first, this kind of square part first. So I'm going to go to right plane, and I'm just going to make the frame of that, really, right? So I'm just going to make something with just a bunch of lines. It's going to look like a U. There we go. Right. Oops. I'm going to press Control 4 so that I can zoom in. And then I'm going to make the dimensions for this. So this has to be 3.5. I'm in inches, right? Yeah, okay. So that's going to be 3.5. And then from here, this is 2 inches. So from the origin point of this circle to the end point of this, that's 2 inches. And then from here, the radius is 0.69. There's decimal points here. That's not just a full, 69 inches from there. So 69 from here is going to be from there to there. So this means that the length from here to this line is 2.69. So 2.69. Oops, there we go. Okay. And on this side, it's different. So it's going to be 88, 1, and then 0.63. So with my calculator here, I put 1 plus 0.88 plus 0.63, and I get 2.51 inches. So that's what this one's going to be. So 2.51. Okay. And then the thickness of this part is going to be 0.38. 0.38. Same thing here. This is 0.38. Oops. It's 0.388. And then from here, this is also 0.38. There we go. Okay. And we're going to fillet these two corners here with a 0.25 radius. So with this, 0.25. Whoops, I did not mean to click check on that. Okay, 0.25 on that corner and that corner. Okay, there we go. So with this now, I can extrude it. So the way I'm going to extrude this is I'm going to actually use a mid-plane. Because if I see this, there's like a center line going in between this and this. So I'm going to use a mid-plane. So 1.25 inches, because that's the thickness right here. So there we go. Okay. And then from here, we're going to make this front part first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this part. I'm going to use sketch. By the way, this is probably not the only way to do this. I'm sure that there's another way to do this with the reference geometry, but I don't really like using reference geometry, but it's essentially the same thing on this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use the slot, and I'm going to make a point right here, and then we're just going to make this go like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just a little bit up. Alright, now I'm going to make this line and this line collinear because I need them to be the same. Okay, and I need to make this point from this point be 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. So I need that point to be 1.5, and then I need to make the radius of this to be, I believe, yeah, 0.69. 0.66869. There we go. Okay. And within these two circles are 2 more. So there's one there and then another one there. And these two have a diameter of 88. 0.88. Same with this one. 0.88. Okay. And now I need these to be centered. So I'm going to make a center line from here to here. Is that centered? That is not centered. I need to change the center line. So make this go from here, just go straight up there. Okay, now it's centered. And then I'm just going to put the center point of this line onto here. So I'm going to make it coincident. And there we go. So now this is all fully defined. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to features. I'm going to extrude it. And I'm going to extrude this part, but not as a midplane. Just a line. There we go. And I'm going to change the direction with this button. There we go. The thickness of this is 0.38. We know that. So 0.38. Okay. Bam. So now we got this part. I need to take out those inner circles though. So I'm going to go back into the sketch and I'm going to do an extrude cut. And I'm going to delete this contour really quick. And I'm going to select my new contours, which is this part and this part. Yep. There we go. Okay. So now with that part done, we can do the second part. So I don't want to draw this from this other side because then I have to take into account the... Well, actually, we can do it. We can do it this side. Yeah, this is fine. So I'm going to do another straight slot from here to here, right? I'm going to make it go maybe like this. And then I need to set this point and this point to be 1 inch. Yep, 1 inch space apart. I need to make this point and this point be 0.88. Right? And then I need to make the radius of this to be 19. Yeah. So 0.19. There we go. Okay. So that part's done. I'm going to extrude cut this. And it's going to be 38, and it's going to be that direction. There we go. So that slot's done. And now we just need to do the fillet for the top. I say fillet because I'm just going to choose these corners. Make sure that you go from manual. You'll probably start off in manual, but you can also just go to fillet expert, and this one's a little bit easier. If you really want to do manual, though, you could. So I just need to change this to 0.63 inches, and then I need to click on this boy and this boy. And if you don't see these yellow lines pop up, just go over here to options and click on full preview. If you click partial preview, it'll only show you the one that, it'll only show you one of them. So click on full preview. And then we can just click apply. And that's it for the part. Yeah, it's about so. If you want to double check your measurements, you could always use the evaluate and measure. So if I want to make sure that this center point of this circle is exactly 0.75 from the origin, it says the d of x is 0.75. So yeah, it's exactly 0.75 inches from the center line from here. Okay. So now all we have to do left is to put this as aluminum 6061. So I'm going to edit the material, and I'm going to choose 6061, aluminum alloy, apply. Okay. So now it's all shiny, and I'm going to go to mass properties. So my mass, volume, and surface area. My mass was 0.37 pounds because we're in inches. My volume was 3.79 cubic inches, and my surface area was 30.44 square inches. Alright, let's go to part 2. Alright guys, so part 2. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to just make this thing just from one sketch. So what we're going to do is, I see that this, I can make this by just making the right side of it, right? So I could just draw the... basically what the side profile of this would look like, right? And then I could extrude them through a mid-plane and then make each single contour different. So that's what I'm going to do. So we are in millimeters, so we're in millimeters. So I'm going to choose my right plane, I'm going to sketch on it. I'm going to make a sketch plane, or not a sketch plane, I'm going to make a straight slot, straight from the origin up. Maybe like that much. Yeah. So I'm going to make the distance between these two to be 114, I believe, is what the dimension is. Yes, it is 114. So 114. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So that's 114. Let me draw the individual things in here first, though. So let me make a square in here, right? So that square is going to be this part right there. And then let me make the circles that are down here. I'm going to make this at the origin right here. There's two because it's kind of like a tube coming out. And I'm also going to make another one right here where the other slot was. So for these holes right there. Okay. And that's pretty much, that's it. That's it for our sketch. The rest is just going to be extruding. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make the radius of this, I believe, 20? Yeah. So the radius here is 20, and it's the same throughout the entire thing. Even down here it says 20 as well. So I'm just going to make the radius 20. Whoa. Okay. I'm going to make this circle, I believe, 16. So 16 millimeters diameter. And then here, this is going to be 25. Okay. And then the distance between this line and the origin point of the circle is 25. So this to this is 25. Okay. And then the distance between this and this is 6. So that has a thickness of 6 millimeters. And then this has a radius or a diameter of 16. Okay. So our part is now fully defined, so we're going to start extruding. So what we're going to extrude first is, let's extrude this part first. So we're going to be in a midplane, and the thickness of this is 10 millimeters. So I can just leave that as it is. Whoops. Yeah. 10 millimeters. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to go back into the sketch to extrude the rest. So this tube part, this part right here, is 50 millimeters. So I can just change this to be 50. Yep. So that's our tube. Okay. Go back into the sketch again. Go over here. I'm going to extrude this part right here. So I need this and this. I'm going to make this 74. Yes, 74 millimeters. There we go. And what I'm going to do with this top part is I'm probably just going to use shell. Yeah, I'm going to use shell for this. So I'm going to go back to the sketch again. I'm going to extrude the whole thing to be, so that's 50 and this is 6. So 50 plus 12 is 62. 12 because there's 2 of them on each side. So 62. There we go. That looks about right. And then extrude again. Okay. So shell. To use shell, all we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, make sure it's going to show our preview. So that's what it wants to make the shell of immediately. Whenever I click on a side, it's going to extend all the way to that side, right? So that's the part that it's going to cut out to. So I want it to cut out all the way to the top. So now it's going to cut out that part. I want it to cut out this side and also this side. Okay, so now it's going to leave me with this part, right? And I wanted to cut out to the inside of this as well. Okay, so that's what it's going to leave me with. I need to change the thickness of this to be 6. That's a 6, yeah. So there we go. So the parts that I click were the sides, right there, the top part, and then the inside of the circle here, right? So it's just going to hug all of those, and then it's going to take all of those out, like that. Okay, and that's it for this part. Let me double check something really quick. So I need to make sure that this point to this point is 32, so I'm going to use measure for that. And it is, okay. And then from, I know that that was 50 because we set it as that. Let me make sure that there is nothing else that we forgot here. Is the distance between here and here 12? From here to here. Yeah, distance is 12. Okay, so this works. And yeah, that's about it. So if the object is whatever that is, let's see if I can find that. TI8AL, I don't even know. TI, oh my god. Okay, it's a titanium alloy. 1B. Is it this one? No, it's this one. Okay, so titanium 8AL 1MO 1V. Okay, so it's this one. It was not the annealed sheet, it was this one. So if I apply this, okay, that's what that looks like. That's cool. Mass properties, let's see. What is the mass of the object? My mass was 366.87. I have a volume of 83,952.12 and a surface area of 29511.89. Cool beans. Alright, time to do part 3. Alright guys, so part 3. This one is really tricky. So basically what we're gonna do is, this is the top view of it because this is what it looks like in the isometric view. And we're gonna have to make half of it, we're gonna mirror it over the other side, and then we're gonna do some contour extrusions from here, here, and here. And then after that we'll just shape these circles over here. So what we're gonna do first is go to our top plane, and then I'm just gonna make a center line from here all the way to the right, just a straight line. Okay. I forgot which button was my top view. It was that one, Control 5. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the circles first. So I'm gonna make a center point arc from here, just go all the way up, make a second one, all the way, whoops, all the way up. Okay. And then I'm gonna make another arc. I'll make it over here. and it's just going to be half, and then there's another circle that goes around it. There's another half. I'm going to extend my center line a little bit more. Okay, so with these circles, I'm going to make a line that goes up, just straight up, like that. And now this should be coincident with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the distance between here and here first. So down here it says that the distance between the end of that to the center point of this circle is 180 millimeters. I'm pretty sure this is in millimeters, because I don't see anything that says inches. Yeah, units in millimeters. So what we're going to do is set the distance between this point to this point to be 180. Okay? Okay. So now that we have that set, let's just... I want to be careful with making this part, this arc here. I'll probably do this one last. And I'll also have to be careful with making this inner part as well. Because if I mess those up, if I move them around, they'll get really wacky and then start moving around really weird. So it just becomes a nightmare. So I'm going to do those last. Instead, what I'm going to do is set the radius for these first. So the radius of the inner one is 25. Radius for this second one is going to be 31. Over here for this side, the diameter of this circle is 22, which means it has a radius of 11. And then, whoa. Okay, which one did I? This one. Okay. Then this one has a radius, or a diameter of 32, so it's just going to be 32 divided by 2. There we go. So 16. I don't know why I couldn't do that in my head. Anyways, I have those now. So what I'm going to do is, let's do this part first. So let's tackle that really quick. I'm going to do an arc. I'm just going to do about that much. Just a 90-degree arc. I'm going to make a line go from there, and I'm just going to make it go at a little bit of an angle. And then I'm going to make another arc go from here to there, and then go down. Okay. So I want these two lines to be tangent. So I need you to be tangent, and I also need you to be tangent. Okay. So this line and this line have a degree of 3, which is this number right there. So I need you to have a degree of 3. And you guys have a distance of 100. Okay. And then from here, you and you have a distance of 125. So you have to have a distance of 125. Okay. So is this right so far? More or less. I need to change the radius of this to be 6. Okay. So that's 6 now. These inner lines is just the chamfer from... Yeah, it says the chamfer both sides. We're gonna, when we extrude this, we're gonna chamfer both the top and the bottom part of both this and the circle in here. Okay, so now that we have this part, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a line. I'm gonna be careful to not... I'm just gonna draw it right here because I don't want it to touch anything just yet. I'll see if that does anything. I better not have made it... Okay, it doesn't have any existing relations to anything yet. Okay, that's good. What I'm gonna do, can I set this as 5? No, that's a degree. I don't want it to be a degree. Can I set, whoops, I need to set you parallel towards each other. Okay, now you guys are parallel, so that means that I can set the distance between you. There we go. Yeah, if it gives you an angle at first, it's because these two lines are in parallel. So I need you to be 5. Okay, and then now this also has a 3-degree angle to it. Now I need this to be tangent with this. I don't know if it'll let me do that though. Let's find out. I need you to be... Ooh. No, okay. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna do another arc from right here to there. That works. And I'm going to set this to be tangent with this. So I'm going to need you to be tangent here, and I'm going to need you to be tangent with this. Okay, there we go. and then I can just delete this part. Yep, there we go. I'm going to set U to be radius 5. Another thing that I don't get about this drawing is the fact that it says 2 times radius 5 over here when it should really be over here. That's strange to me. Anyways, now that we have that part done, all we're going to do from this point is focus on this mess right here. So first let's make this outer box for the holes that go on the side. So I can see this point to this point, that's horizontal, so I can make this point and this point horizontal. Okay. I can make the distance between these two be 22. Okay. And then the height of this, I don't really know what that is right now. It says 74 here. Okay, we can do math. So if this is 74, then divided that by 2, and then adding the radius of this would give us what we need. Yes. Oh, okay. So yeah, 74 divided by 2 is 37, and then 37 plus 7.5 is 44.5. So that's going to be our distance from here to here. So from here to here is 44.5? Is that what it said? Yeah, 44.5. So there we go. Okay. So now the only thing that we have left to worry about, I'm going to get rid of this relation view, is this arc right here. And I have a really cool trick to do this with, and that is called the perimeter circle. So perimeter circle, what we're going to do is I'm going to click on the point that I want it to touch, and I also want to touch this line right here, right? And then we're just going to set the circle to be about 50. So there we go. And the perimeter circle is what I use to make arcs like that. It works by, if you want to make a circle that touches like 2 lines or touches a circle, like the edge of a circle or a point, that's what you start clicking on first. So you click the 2 things that you want it to touch, and then the third click will set the size of it. So I want it to touch this line and this line, okay? And then it's gonna set my size for it, right? If I wanted to set this point and this point, it's going to touch those 2, and then I'm going to set the size of it. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to touch this point and this line, not that point, okay? So there we go. And I wanted to touch this point because I see on this drawing, it kind of cuts through. It's not exactly like a smooth angle right here, so that's why it needs to cut through that point. And it's smooth on this side, and that's why it needs to touch that line. Okay. So now with that, I'm gonna trim this first, and then I'm gonna set this to be 50. Okay. I'm gonna delete this part. I don't need that. I'm going here. I'm gonna delete this. Okay. And then with this, we are still underdefined. I believe it is because of this. And let me make that coincident. Okay. Yeah. It's really hard to tell when a dot is blue or not. But anyways, that dot was blue, so I just made it coincident with the center line. So now everything is fully defined down here. Okay, so with this, I'm just going to mirror everything. Everything, Control A, and then I'm going to hold Control and then click on this line to deselect it. And I'm going to mirror about it. And there we go. Okay, so with this, we're going to start extruding. So extruding, we're going to extrude just these 2 halves first. And it says down here that these are 15 degrees, or 15 millimeters. And I'm going to use a midplane for this because I need this to be symmetrical on both the top and the bottom. So like that, okay. Go back into the sketch. And then I'm going to extrude this and this. I need this to be 35. Oops, I did not mean to do that. There we go. 35. Yeah. Okay. And then from here, I need to make this be 22? Yeah, 22. Oh, I didn't want that. Extrude this and this. Make this 22. Okay. So we're almost done. What we need to do now is we're going to set these two to be what we need them to be. So I'm going to set center line in the middle of these. like that. And then I'm going to make another sketch on top of this. So I'm just going to make a circle from here, and then another arc that goes from around that circle and touches this box. Actually, do I want it to touch this box? I'll say I'll say it touches this box. Yeah. And then it touches that other box over there. Okay. Actually, you know what? I don't want it to touch that box. Midpoint, no more. Delete that. Okay. What I wanted to do is, where's the dryness as this? Okay. So I want this origin to be 74 from that other one. So what I need this to do is I need this to be 74 but divided by 2 because we're cutting it in half. So that's 37. Okay. Then this one needs to be a diameter of 10 millimeters, and this one needs to be a radius of 7.5. Okay. I still need this to be touching this line, which I think it already is. Are you already touching that line? Yes, you are. Okay, well, I need this part to also be touching that line. Okay, so there we go. Those two are now there. This is an underdefined point. Where could it be underdefined at? I'm not entirely sure. Wait, is it underdefined there? Or is it just this whole line? No, this line is fully defined. It's just, and that point is fully defined. That point is underdefined. Huh. That's strange. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is, let me set this point vertical to here. I don't know why it's saying it's underdefined. Okay, now it says fully defined. That's strange. Anyways, yeah, so what we're gonna do is set another line from here to here, and then from here to here, right? I need to border this because sometimes when I mirror it over on the other side, it doesn't want to let me extrude cut it, and this will force it to do that, so I kind of need to do that. So, yes, I forgot to mirror all of this. Sorry, this is not a good explanation. This one took me a bit to figure out. So I need to mirror this on both sides. There we go. Okay. And then I need to go to my features and extrude cut. Yes. Okay. So let me see. I need to extrude this, this. Why did it choose a contour? Okay. And this. So those three regions on that side, and then the same thing on this side. Okay. And this distance is already set for us, it's 22. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So we have that part done, and then I think the only thing that's left for us is the chamfer. Yes, it is. Okay. So go over here on your features, fillet, and then go to chamfer. On your chamfer, it wants us to do a distance of 1.5, and then a 45-degree angle. I'm gonna make sure I have a full preview. Okay, there we go. Click on the edges, that one, and then the bottom one's 2. Not that part, this part. Get rid of that face. I don't want that one. And yes. Okay. So this is our part. If the object is alloy steel, what is the mass volume and surface area of the object? Let's see. Edit material, alloy steel. I hope that my mistakes don't like take away from the video. I hope that if somebody made that same mistake, somebody would be able to, you know, I hope that showing my mistakes on the video would help somebody, right? Anyways, alloy steel. So that's what this is. So now I can evaluate this with the mass properties, and let's see, what is the mass volume and surface area? So the mass volume that I got was 498.29 grams. Volume was 64713.14. Surface area was 25945.06. Right? And very quickly, let me actually just double check to make sure that all my measurements were correct. So I need to make sure that you and you were 180, which doesn't want to tell me. Why won't you tell me? Well, why won't you tell me? What if I choose from here to there? There we go. 180 centimeters, or millimeters. Okay. Yeah, So this works. So that was part 3. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that I covered that well enough. I'm sorry if my explanation wasn't that good for it. Let's move on to part 4. Alright guys, so this is part 4. This is the hardest one that I've done so far. I've messed up like maybe 4 times recording this, so my voice is kind of gone, but I shall keep trying. So looking at this, I can see that this is like 3 different things in one, right? There's this box part, there's the cylinder at the bottom, and then there's these 2 rings at the end. So I'm going to make the box first because the rings and the cylinders go on it, so I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to go with my top view and my top plane. I can see that this is symmetrical on both sides, so I'm actually going to start with no, I don't want to make a new one. I want to start off with a center line. Yeah, from the origin to the right. There we go. Go in. That's my top. That's my front view. I want my top. There we go. Let's see. So we're going to start off with a basic sketch. Something that goes a little bit like this, right? I'm just making just a general outline as to what I want. There's this part right here where it kind of looks like a U almost, or an S, whatever you say. I'm not gonna draw this part right here because that's just this outer lip from the rings that come out. So I'm just gonna draw just the outer part, right? So I'm just gonna make one line from here to here, and then I'm gonna make this part go down, left, and then back down, right? Because this is the part where I'm gonna have to make this curvy bit right here. Okay, let's make a circle right there. All right, so that's a rough sketch. Let's start defining it. So from here, this is 8. From here to here, this is 24 because this is cut in half plus 16. So 24 plus 16 is 40. Okay. And then from this line to this line, that's 128. So from here to here, that's 128. Okay. Let me fix this up really quick. Let me move you down, you to the left a little bit, you too. And then let me just move you down here. Okay. So you have a diameter of 8. Okay. You have a width of 8 as well. You need to be 16 from the left and 16 from the top. Hold up. From the top. 16. There we go. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to fillet all of these corners, right? So with the fillet, I need to make this 8. There's 6 of them. So there's this corner, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So I'm just going to do this and this. It won't let me do the third one, but that's okay. I just need to move this around a little bit. I need to confirm on that. Okay. And then I'll be able to do this one. There we go. So now I need to trim the lines in between them because when I move this around, I want it to all move together in a way. So I'm just going to make these 2 coincident with each other, these 2 coincident with each other, and then make each one tangent towards each other. There we go. Tangent and also tangent. Okay. So now if I look at all my relations, tangent here, tangent there, and tangent there. Okay. That's good. So now I'm going to set the origin point of this to this. There we go. And I need to set the distance between here and here. So if I look at this bottom drawing, this is section A to A, which is the midsection of this. So it's just that, but cut in half, or like the section view of it, right? So it says here that the distance from that point to there is 9. So I'm going to set this to be 9, if my smart dimension will work. There we go. 2, 9. There we go. Okay. And then I need to set the height of this, which is given here. So this part is just this round part, and it says it has a radius of 16. So from that point to the other half is 16 millimeters. So I'm going to do that. And we're almost done. I need to do another fillet here at the top, which is 10 millimeters. There we go. And now this should look similar to what we have up here, which seems about right. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna mirror everything. I'm gonna deselect the center line and then mirror about it. There we go. And there we have it. Oh wait, I forgot this line. There's another line that goes right here. There we go. And then there's this line is 48. There we go. We're still fully defined. Yep. Okay. So now I'm just going to start extruding. So I need this and this part to go up, I believe, 40? Yeah. So from this bottom line to up here, that's 40. So I'm going to do that. So you are 40 millimeters tall. And then I'm going to go back into the sketch and then extrude the floor of the box, which is 8. Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to go back into the sketch one more time. I'm going to extrude this part. This part is the rounded part, which should be 16 from here and then another 16 there, so that adds up to 32. Okay, there we go. So from here, now we can focus on making the cylinder at the bottom. So I'm going to take my front view, I'm going to sketch on this. So I'm going to do a rectangle that goes from here down, and then center point from there, just make that round, and then trim the inside. Put a circle in there too, why not? Okay. So let me set the diameter of this. So this needs to be 16, and then this needs to be 16 as well, but that's a 16 radius. There we go. Okay. So from here to here, this needs to be 72. Okay, so what our goal is right now is to set this line to be collinear with this line, and then we also need to set the arc here on the other side. So what we're gonna do is draw a line, because it won't let us do an arc right here without 2 lines, so I need to draw another one. It has a radius of 8, so yeah, there we go. So I drew a line there, and then I click on both of them. Whoops. With the fillet tool, I click on both of them. There we go. So now that's 8. And then I need to click on you and you. I believe you guys are already collinear, but just in case, let me make you guys collinear. And that's because you are. Okay, there we go. And now I need to set the height between this and that line to be 16. So from you to you, you need to be 16. Okay. So what is this line up to? It just needs to be, whoa, that's kind of funky. So I believe you need to be tangent with this. There we go. Okay. So there. I made that tangent, so now this should be done. This point is underdefined though. I can just make you coincident with this, no? Yeah, there we go. Now it's fully defined. Okay, so let me extrude this. I'm going to extrude just this part, and I'm going to extrude it the other way. The distance between here to here, if the half of this was 40, that means that the full thing should be 80. So if I do this to 80, yeah, it reaches over to the other side. So 80 millimeters, and there we go. Yep. Okay, that's good. Okay, now time for the rings at the end. So the rings is going to be a little bit funny. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do a reference geometry plane between this wall and this wall. So that way I get a plane in between them, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to make a sketch on this side, extrude it, and then we're going to copy it over on the other side with the mirror. So let's make that sketch. And in order for me to get a better view, I'm going to make this into a section view, right? Okay, there we go. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to sketch on this side. So what we want to make is this part, right? So I can already see that we already kind of have something that looks like this. We actually kind of almost entirely have what this is. We just need the end part. But we're just going to start drawing this. So I'm going to make a line that goes from this point, I'll say like, yeah, that works. And I'm going to make another circle, and then a circle outside of that circle that touches that point. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to dimension these. So this has a radius, no, a diameter of 25. It might blow up. Oh, okay, there we go. And then this has a, not a radius, but diameter of 40. Okay, there we go. And I need this line and this outer edge to be tangent. Okay, that's good. From this point, I'm going to set, yeah, let's set this angle really quick. So this angle from here to here, this is 53 degrees. Okay. And my point from here to, I believe it is this circle. Can I? Yes, okay, 44. Yes, okay. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So you are 44, you're 53 degrees, and I also need you to be, did I set these dimensions right? Yeah, you're 25, you're 40. Yes. Yes, okay. Let me see where else I can dimension this. So I need this part to go up a little bit. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set, can I set this line just to be tangent with each other? Yeah, I can. Okay, there we go. So now that line's tangent, but I still need to set this outer fillet out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this and then this. Bang. Okay. And then I'm going to set the fillet for that to be 8. Bang. There we go. And because I'm going to extrude this later, I want this to be a close sketch. So I'm going to, maybe I could delete this line. I don't need this line. Yeah, I don't need that line. And I'm going to instead draw all the way up on that corner and then left on that corner. So now this is a close sketch, right? Yeah, and we're also fully defined still. Okay, that's good. So, let me also trim this. And if I need to, oh, I can't trim that. That's fine. Okay, but yeah, this is all I need. So I'm going to go to features. I'm going to extrude. All right, I want this to be, from here it says it's 8. So if I choose 8, will it, let me see. Ugh. 8. There we go. Yes, that's exactly what I need. I need that to be 8, but I also need this arc to go all the way to the other side. Because if I look at the drawing over here, the arc is also on this side. So, to do that, I'm going to set this to be mid-plane, and then double the diameter. Yeah, the distance, or the depth, whatever. Can you tell I've been doing this for a bit? My brain is melting. So I did that. Cool. I need to do the extrude cut for the circle and then the ends. So that is not what I wanted. Actually, is this what I wanted? Just deselect that and then click on this contour, and this contour. Yes. Yes, and this needs to be just 8. It doesn't need to go all the way out. Yes, okay, that's exactly what I wanted. Yes, okay. So now that we have that part, let me take off the section view, right? And here's the funky part. We're gonna copy this. So up here on the mirror features, mirror, if I click the plane that I wanted to copy off of, which is this, that's our mirror plane, and then I go to here to features to mirror, if I click on this, okay, it's gonna choose the boss extrude, and then if I click on this outer edge, it's gonna, or not this outer edge, nope, not that part. I wanted to do, I wanted to select the cut extrude, but it needs to be, no, not those. I need it to be the full part. Unless I can just choose from the manager tree. Can I choose this? I can, okay. So I can just choose them from there too, I guess. That's cool. Anyways, that's all I need. It's just the boss extrude and the cut extrude. So, with a full preview, yes. And then if I click yes, there we go. Then yeah. There we go. I don't think I need this plane anymore. I'll keep it there though. Last part is the rounded part, is this rounded piece at the end. So sketch, and then I need to go, I just need to round this off basically. So from here to this side, okay. And then I need to set the dimension of this to be 16. Yeah. So radius 16. And then I need to set U to U. You also need to be 16. I can set a circle in here too. And I can set the dimension of this to be 8. Yes. Okay. So I need this part to go in 8 inches, and same with these outer edges. So what I'm going to do is do an extrude cut on this. So I need to cut this, this, and this. And these need to be 8 inches in, or 8 millimeters in, not inches. And there you go. Okay. So that has a depth of 8, radius is 16. Okay. Everything seems about right. And it looks, let me see. Yeah, it looks just like the picture here. So I would say that this is done. Okay. That wasn't so bad. Except for me having to do it like 6 different times. That's fine. If the object is copper, what is the mass and volume of the object? Materials, let's see. Let's change this to copper. This is just regular straight up copper. Okay, there we go. Yeah. What is the mass and volume? So my mass is 1989.35. Volume is 223522.00. And my surface area is 51958.55. Yeah. Okay. So that was it, I think. Yeah, it was. Cool. And this outer part wasn't, yeah, this outer part didn't need to be rounded either. Cool. Okay. Well, that was it. I wish you guys luck on this lab 4. I hope you guys have a good spring break. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.